Hi, my name is Jordan Burns, and I did my SWOT analysis on Divine Foods, a locally owned Greek restaurant serving authentic Greek cuisine. I ate there June 17, 2014, a Tuesday, around 7 p.m. Although I've eaten at Divine Foods nearly every week for most of my sophomore year here at USC, on this particular visit I paid much closer attention to the environment inside and out, the parking situation, the attitude of the staff, as well as the food. Having introduced myself and talked a little bit about Divine Foods, I figure I'd provide an outline for how the presentation will progress. I'll talk a little bit more about Divine Foods. I'll then go into the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and threats of the dining experience. And finally, in conclusion, I'll summarize my analysis. As mentioned previously, Divine Foods is locally owned and operated. It's only a few blocks from 5 Points down its namesake, Divine Street. They specialize in homemade Greek and American cuisine. They offer full wait service for dining customers, as well as carry-out and catering services. Having introduced Divine Foods, we can move on to its strengths. Divine Foods is easy to find and relatively conveniently located. Upon arrival, you'll notice its humble, yet neat and clean experience, which serves to create a comfortable dining atmosphere. The hostess and wait staff were very prompt, very professional, and extremely polite during my entire stay. The menus were very detailed and provided explanations for the unfamiliar Greek dishes, making choosing entrees simple should you not be familiar with these dishes. My order arrived quickly and was completely accurate. Both my salad and my entree were delicious and exactly as described on the menu. Portion sizes were very generous, yet not wasteful. And finally, the waiter thanked us for coming in as I paid, which made it feel as though the whole experience was very genuine, as opposed to him simply fishing for tips. Having covered the strengths, we can move on to the weaknesses. Divine Foods lacks sufficient parking, giving the high seating capacity. The front parking lot is far too small. There's only a couple meter spots that are generally taken, and the rear parking lot isn't obvious or well marked. Paper plates and plastic utensils seemed wasteful and inconsistent with the higher quality of food at Divine Foods. And finally, the high prices associated with eating at Divine Foods exclude the very large college demographic here in Columbia. Moving on to the opportunities. As a number of retailers and restaurants around USC have done, accepting Carolina cash would be a great way to help offset high prices, as well as better capitalize on the college demographic here in Columbia. In addition to that, better advertising the larger parking lot in the rear of the restaurant would prevent potential customers from passing by because of the apparent lack of parking. And finally, becoming more involved in the USC and Columbia communities through percent nights and other philanthropic efforts would better position Divine Foods as a contributing member of both communities, thus attracting more first-time customers and then allowing the delicious food and excellent service to speak for itself. Having covered the opportunities for improvement, we can move on to the threats. Less expensive chain restaurants certainly pose the largest threat to a small ethnic restaurant like Divine Foods. Large corporate chains like Moe's, like Firehouse, have the ability to offer prices a small business can't match. With college students being on a budget, if they can get more food for less money, that's certainly the choice that they're going to make. On top of that, there are a lot of restaurants that are closer to campus. With most students, college students not having access to cars, it becomes difficult for them to justify the time commitment as well as the high prices to eat at Divine Foods. With that being said, campus is also growing away from Divine Foods and the 5 Points area. The new business building, as well as the dorm they just broke ground on, will pull students even further from Divine Foods during their time on campus. This will raise the already high barrier to entry for eating at Divine Foods, which is something a small business should always avoid if they can. With all that being said, the dining experience at Divine Foods has many strengths and was a positive one for myself. There are still opportunities to improve, though, both the dining experience and the consumer base. All in all, Divine Foods provides unique ethnic dining for the Columbia resident. Thank you.